Alright, I wanted to make a video about setting a plan. Now, you always want like I personally think you need like a 6-month plan. Well, one, you need like a 10-year plan. Then you need like a 5-year plan. And then I'd say like a 6-month or 1-year plan. Some guys I've seen are in the same stage and it's been like 4 or 5 years. Like it's always gonna like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do my masters and I'll get out of this, I'll get out of that, I'll do my this and I'll get out of that. And okay, I'm like, all right. And then like 4 or 5 years pass, they're at the same place. That's one kind of guy. He's just like, he's passive, he doesn't want to do that thing he always wants to do, so he stays at his comfortable kind of state that's kind of dormant. Then you got that kind of ambitious, kind of low-key reckless guy. Now, these are the kind of guys where I've seen them start up businesses. I've seen them with their business cards walking around. Like, here's my, this is my name. This is going to be my new entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm doing this. I'm also going to do that. And I see their assets like they got nothing, man. Like they got something, but it's barely enough to pay. It's enough to pay for the business. They invest in the wrong thing. They go all in. Like these are just reckless guys that probably watch too much. I don't know Andrew Tate. I don't know Andrew Tate, but like stuff guys before him, like Ty Lopez or whatever. Who knows? Um, and like they're just they're. I will say some of them make it, but I'd say like very few of them make it. Like I'd say 3/4 of them, or maybe even more, don't make it. Um, Eventually they have to do something more stable or stop being reckless with their ambitions and stuff like that. But a few of them do actually make it well. Sometimes they invest in dark money, black money businesses. They buy a house like in a really nice, decently nice place, 2-story, and then they'll get flushed out. Like that business, the IRS will come after them, say all that money was bad, and they get moved back to the hood. Like I've seen that happen, and it's embarrassing for like the family and stuff. So there's the ambitious kind of reckless personality. Um, there's that like comfortable, won't really do more than I need to kind of personality. Um, and then but yeah, those are like you gotta plan, you gotta stage out your plans. You gotta have a real plan behind everything. Now, doesn't mean you have to follow through with that plan completely, but it gives you a first stage of plan maxing. You have a first draft. You have that first draft when you're around 21. You'll revise that draft maybe when you're 25. And then you might solidify that draft around 30 or 30, maybe early mid 30, 35. Um, you have to have a plan, man. You have to look at every year, what did I do to do something, what skills did I do to make myself more marketable? Did I, or did I save? Sometimes even just being in cash and saving is fine. Um, did I social max this year? Like that's also like a form of currency. Did I social max this year, or did I lean max this year? Did I lose all that 150 pounds I had this year? Like, what did you do? Did you do, what did you work on? Now, I don't think you have to work on everything at once, but you have to have differences that you can line out that actually happened in the past 2, 3 years. And sometimes, look at the guys that you follow, whether it's in real life or online, and if they're at the same place from like 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, sometimes it's relatable, but sometimes it holds you back. Following someone, it could be real life too, and they're just not doing much. That influence has how you think, and then you don't want to do much as well. You don't want to progress as well. Now, I will say stay away from like kind of delusional people that think they're gonna become, I don't know, Chad overnight. They think their surgery is gonna fix them up. It's gonna make them Chad overnight, or they think this money, this job is gonna get them all the chicks. This Fang job is gonna get them everything. And they're just very delusional. They think this will make them. You have to be careful of those influences because those can make you delusional as well, and you can't really be realistic with them. So you got to have a balance. But The main thing is to have a backup plans too. Like if this doesn't work out, I do 2-3 years, I ascended socially, I lean max, and I'm still not getting what's up. Like sometimes you do need an outside opinion too. Like sometimes it could be like um, it could be something no one can tell. Like maybe you're 5'2" and you're approaching 5'6" chicks constantly. You're always trying to get tall, skinny chicks. Someone's got to slap you in the face and say, you're this height or you're this weight. That's kind of out of your range unless you, I don't know, get a $1 million job or get steroids, like something, you know. But sometimes you do need an outside review. But sometimes, yeah, you need backup plans. If this doesn't work out, will I move here? You know, maybe I'll move here because I'm not getting what I want here. The lifestyles here don't correlate with me. The girls here don't work well with me. The culture, the weather. So you gotta have backup plans here, plan A, backup plans here, plan B, backup plans here, B.2, backup plans here, A.2, things like that. That way, when you're 30, when you're 29, when you're 28, when you're 31, you'll be in a much better state than you would have thought of, and you'll enjoy it. Like you'll enjoy it. If you really plan it out well, you'll enjoy it. And then, you know, it's like you might think that's the end of the world at that age, but like I was saying, the 20s will fly quicker than you think, man. The 20s will fly quicker than you think, and the trends that you thought were like on and popping, they'll die. And those trends before you know it will die. And then those trends before that new one is gonna die quickly to get replaced by something else. All at the meanwhile, you'll be aging. So yeah, this is to have a nice life, man. Plan out your life, write it out. I had an Excel sheet, and I did like 2, 3, 4 versions of that Excel sheet of my 20s, starting from like 20, 21, all the way to like 45. So this is something I've done several times. You know, look at it not just from a financial standpoint, look at it also from a social standpoint, a family standpoint, a mental health standpoint. You know, sometimes maybe a 6 months, just go to therapy. You know, that's one thing Grant Cardone said. He sees a lot of BS, but one thing he did say that I love is if you need to do that weird therapy session before you do money making, which I know all this like money making can be delusional sometimes, but the one thing is like if you do those 6 months, if you had to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you need to move to a different city, all right, do the move. If you need to quit that toxic career, then just quit it. You know, if there's this one chip on your shoulder you have to get rid of, then work on that, because anything else you do before that chip you're not gonna be able to finish any other task or goal or career until you remove that disgusting or that brick on your back or that chip. And I've seen that many guys, they have that weird chip, whether it's like they can't do this, and it interferes with everything. But yeah, those are my plan maxing, life maxing kind of tips. All right.